What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Bourbon Note. I'm Ben. As you can see, I'm alone right now because my co-host is running late. So, from what I understand, he should be here any minute. So I see some folks in the chat here. Sugar Kitty's in the house. I don't have the soundboard on tonight. We were having some audio problems with the mics with the soundboard. So cleaner microphone sound, but I had to sacrifice the soundboard, but I'm going to work on that this week. So Sugar Kitty, what's up? Tater Dom is in the house. What's up? Cheers, Ben, Greg, and chat. And Wolf E is here too. So we've got proof points tonight. For those of you watching this on the replay, the beginning of this might be a little bit boring because I can't really pour the proof point stuff yet because Greg has the other two bottles. So as soon as he gets here, he sent me a text just before I went live saying he was pretty much on his way. He got tied up, had to work a little bit late. So I'll give up the soundboard if you give up timing your mods out. Timing your mods out, what does that mean? Is that like cool tech talk? Bourbon School is in the house. Cheers. What's happening? All right. So I'm sipping on a little control bourbon here. We like to do this sometimes before doing a big flight. Excuse me. I'm getting over a cold, by the way. I mean, I've been over it for 4 or 5 days now, but you know how you have that residual, you coughed so much for the entire week that your throat is still kind of messed up from it. So excuse me if I cough a bit through this. But so anyway, I'm sipping on a control bourbon. We like to do that sometimes before doing flights just to kind of set the palate. Then I'll get some water. But I got a little Ancient Age 90. Ancient Age, the 90 proof, the 10-star one. Let's see. That means you give, oh, okay, okay, gotcha, Sugar Kitty. Yes, exactly. Bourbon School picked up on that as well, too. Okay. All right. Oh, timing your mods out. So mods meaning moderators. Okay. See, I'm getting the hang of this whole World Wide Web thing. I think I hear Greg showing up. So make sure you trash him in the comments. So, okay, here he comes. Say nothing but horrible things to him the entire time. Hey, Greg. I'm setting you up for a trashing here.
I would like to think I had an excuse, but...
Well, you said you had to work. I mean, that's a pretty good excuse. We do have day jobs here at the Bourbon Note. So, and speaking of us having day jobs, if you want us to be on time and not have day jobs, we do have a Patreon that you can go check out and support. I actually just uploaded some behind the scenes content. I'll get into my regular spot here now. I'm going to start uploading some more like regular behind the scenes stuff, just Patreon only, just to kind of keep some comments or some content going. So. And good morning. Sugar Kitty's on a whole nother time level here. Whole nother time zone. Major G is in the house. What's up, Major? Let's see what else I missed. Okay. All right, so we've got the bottles over here.
Quick mic check. Can anybody confirm that they can hear me? Please.
Are we adding this one in?
Yeah.
Okay. Didn't you have an open one of this?
I don't think so.
Oh, this is the old school bottle.
Yeah.
They don't make these anymore.
Oh, they don't?
Nope. You can still find them some places.
Welcome,
okay.
Greg. I'm assuming you can hear me, Brian.
Okay, so here's the rest of our bottles. We are adding one in that I didn't include in the thumbnail. What do we got there, Greg?
I don't know. I mean, it's been sitting on the shelf.
So we got Pure Kentucky. That's also 107 proof or 108 or something like that. So we're going to add that one in too. All right, cool. Need to grab one more Glen here then.
I've got it. Oh, you do. Yeah.
Oh, here, you know what? I need to use this Glen because...
Can you tell?
Okay, so bear with us. A little bit of housekeeping here. Normally we have these poured before going live.
That was just a major disaster. By the way, I can't stay forever. And I'm assuming people can hear me, but maybe they can't.
You can't stay forever?
I can't.
You're not moving in?
No, I'm going back to work in a little bit.
Oh.
Doesn't mean I'm not going to have a couple of small pours, but...
Okay. So let's get stickers on the bottom of your glasses.
Oh, yeah. See, this is a little behind the scenes production value.
Yeah, and this is precisely why we don't include this in the live stream, because I can't imagine how entertaining this must be.
Yeah.
but you get to see how the sausage is made, as they say. So what are you guys sipping on? In the meantime, let us know. We always like to know what people are drinking while we're doing these live streams. So we've got a hell of a flight here tonight.
And I have to say thank you. I mean, while it's a nice flight, Ben is definitely bringing the more expensive of
that's quite all right. I'm happy to do so. Okay, so I do have an order here.
Oh,
let me add 5.
And is our custom. Oof. Holy wax destroyed everywhere on the bar.
Yeah, these are a couple of fresh cork pops here.
But look at this. Just wax everywhere.
OG Brick is here. What's up, OG? He's sipping on John J. Bowman's single barrel. I've heard great things about that.
I've seen it.
Brian's got ECBP A123. Finally procured one. That's awesome. What do you think about it, Brian?
Excellent.
We did a review of that. It's really good. I don't know how much different it is than the other ones. Okay, so here's the order that I have these written down in. So number 1 is Old Rip. Number 2 is the Weller. Number 3, Baker's. 4, Beam Single. 5, Pure Kentucky.
Okay.
And just to make sure we don't
number 1
mix the, yeah, go ahead. They should be in order. John Crans is here. What's up, John Crans? All right.
John.
I'm already excited for the blend, but I got to tell you, I'm not excited to have the Pure Kentucky in the blend. But who knows? You know what? In a blind flight, maybe
I think it's going to win.
Maybe it's going to bring the heat. If this wins, I am quitting the channel, because then I have no credibility whatsoever.
If
these are healthy.
I apologize. Jesus. I'm like scatterbrained.
But now you have to pour the rest of them just as healthy.
I know. It's
real hot up front, then caramel, vanilla, honey after that. Really liking it. Sweet.
Oh, that's a good cork pop.
JT is here cooking some dinner, so water now, but I see a few bottles that may be calling my name. That's awesome. So 3 is Baker's. Okay, yep, you got that.
Oh, I guessed. Well, I assumed you put the bottles in order already.
Yes, they should be. Yep, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so Pure Kentucky being the Willet product of these, we've had it. It was all right. I think we did the review of it, and I don't think I minded it too much, but I'm not a Willet product fan.
So I remember kind of liking a couple years ago, but then I kind of got tired of it. And then later on...
You were kind of a fanboy for Pure Kentucky for a little while.
Exactly, but I was just learning about bourbon, and I was a noob. I'm still a noob.
Okay, I've got a solid 10 ounces of bourbon on the bar here.
Don't have to... I mean, this could be the blend of the blends.
Yeah, I'm finishing this for sure. You think I'm letting any of this go to waste?
So speaking of that, I've always wondered, do you know anything about chess, the game?
Yeah, I mean, as much as, a novice.
The next rook?
Yeah, exactly. I used to play it a little bit, here and there with friends. I kind of got into it just as a side hobby, but never really took it seriously enough to be really good at it.
All right, so I'll let you do it yourself, because it's like leading. Just mix them up. I know that you don't know when. I already have no idea where anything is.
I'm already completely off on.
Trust me, I am completely out of the bit. Anyway, so there's this thing in chess, and I know next to nothing on chess.
Hold on, give those one quick mix without me looking, because what I'll end up doing is I'll end up subconsciously following one bottle around, and then knowing what at least one of them is. Ready?
All right, do the same thing. Just move 1 or 2.
All right.
But there's this thing in chess where, when you start a game, that game has been played before by other people.
Okay.
But people track chess moves in a book, and there becomes a point where you go off book.
Okay.
And you actually make a move that's never been done before.
Never in the history of chess been done
Yeah,
before?
because there's so many trillions of possibilities that you actually end up playing a game that's never been played before in the history of the world. And I would say this blend,
it's never been done.
I don't think this blend has ever been done before in the history of the world.
We're the first pioneers, manifest
explorers,
destiny.
bourbon explorers.
Yeah. Hey, there you go. That was the original.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, but we were both considering starting channels before we decided to team up and start one, and that was gonna be the channel, right? Bourbon Explorers.
Just thinking about it, yeah.
That was the Instagram page.
Yeah,
that is that still down?
No, it became. I just changed the name to Bourbon Note.
No, but I mean, is it still down from when I crashed it the other day when I?
No, I have access again.
Oh, okay, so it's back. Okay, I was kind of getting worried about that. I screwed up our Instagram page. All right, so obviously this is our 107 Jim Beam single barrel being the outlier at 108, but close enough. We've allowed for a proof point or two here,
and we've been waiting, Schlammered. I mean, honestly,
yeah, Schlammered. It's about time. Greg was late tonight too, Schlammered. So if you rewatched the beginning of this, I had to start this whole thing out on my own.
Yeah.
Did somebody say TGI Thursday? Dave did. And then he said, should be TGI Wednesday. I was confused for a second. They're like, how late were we to this?
Exactly. I was late, but honestly.
All right, let's get some snivs here.
And I do apologize a little bit for the looking at my phone, but I'm actually actively working a pretty kind of like a work thing.
You apologize a little bit, but not much.
I apologize. I mean, it's kind of rude, but it is how I can afford to buy the bourbon.
Right, exactly. And again, speaking of which, we do have a Patreon, which again, I'm going to start uploading more content to that, even just like random stuff. Like when we're not together, I mean, I still do like some flights here and there, and you do too, and you can upload stuff just for fun and, you know, maybe just do some extra stuff. So I did some.
I was going to say something totally inappropriate about your affinity for hula dancing, but
hula dancing,
whatever, you know.
All right. That's a whole nother channel.
That's a whole nother, nope, I'm not going to say it.
All right. I'm getting no's on all of these first. What about, are you?
Oh, you're inviting me to participate.
Yeah. Are you going to sniff those? I know.
It should have been a t-shirt.
A t-shirt. Are you going to sniff those? Or a YouTube handle, r.u. gonna sniff those. Woo! That one right there has got something going on.
That one's got nothing going on. That one is not. Huh.
And that's pure Kentucky.
Yeah.
That one is pure Kentucky for sure.
Yeah.
If it's not, then I'll quit the channel.
No, but you say that far too often.
And I haven't quit yet, so I must be batting 1,000 here on my.
William Hall is here.
William Hall, what's up?
William Hall, John.
Wow. You know,
I think I like that one. I'm concerned about this one. But it does have a nice vanilla. Which one of these would provide vanilla?
You know, it's interesting when you take the wild card, the pure Kentucky out, we got 2 Beam products versus 2 Buffalo Trace products, 2 Wheaters versus 2 Rye Mash Bill Bourbons.
Wait, that's a Wheater?
Yeah.
That's another reference to the OFC. Oh, that it was from the mail call. I knew I had heard of it recently.
Yeah. So Bourbon School, Brian and Lauren were kind enough to send us some samples, and one of them is called 1 Foot Cock. And so
it's a small chicken.
Yeah, I can't wait to hear you guys say, let's nose this 1 foot cock. You didn't go with let's taste this 1 foot cock? Because you know it's going to come up. You know, it's interesting. Since you have your phone on you, I don't know anything about that bottle, and I don't know what it looks like. Could you do a quick Google image search for 1 foot cock and just see what comes up? Just type that into Google and then hit images. See what the bottle looks like.
That's a great idea.
Good morning from down under, guys. Just going to bed after night shift and thought I would stop in and say hi. Oh, hey, what's up, Chris? Is that Chris? Are you the Chris that I've been in live streams with on Sean's channel?
Yeah, I think so.
Or Bobby's? Because I didn't catch a last name in any of those. But cheers. First time we've had Australia in the house here in a live stream. Wolfie says safe search.
I don't think it is a safe search.
I will be using that same joke in the review of that, of course. And yes, it is, Chris. Okay, good. Good to have you, Chris.
And for the thumbnail, I decided to go to Google and get a copy of the image of the bottle.
Yeah.
Copy of the image of the bottle. I've not had any bourbon yet, and I think I need some bourbon.
On the nose, this is the clear winner. My number 4 bottle. Now that doesn't mean it's number 4 here.
Yep.
And this is the clear loser.
So I'm really happy with all of them. I think there's one outlier that I think is probably the Pure Kentucky.
Yeah.
But
it smells like Willet.
But there's nothing that I hate at this point.
No, there's not a bad. Obviously, these are all really good. So let's go through the tasting here.
Okay.
Cheers, everybody. Talk amongst yourselves for a moment. Oh, that's wonderful.
Well, that's a nice bourbon. That is a very nice bourbon.
Yeah, I am going to get some water in between these here.
Hey, Sugar Kitty, you should tell everybody that joke you know.
Hey, I saw Sugar Kitty on a live stream.
I did too. On Bobby's, right? Yeah, Bobby's.
Yeah. So I think if you use the right keyword in searching that bottle, it would bring up some interesting images. I don't think you even use the right keyword, I would imagine.
You would have a hard time not getting interesting images.
Mm-hmm. I bet you the ratio of interesting images to the actual bottle would be very skewed in one direction. Might bring up some actual full websites.
That is an interesting bourbon. I think I know where it came from. I need to learn the cities that certain distilleries are in because I don't know them well enough.
The cities? Oh yeah.
Well, referring to
Claremont, Kentucky.
Claremont.
Isn't that in
Franklin?
Frankfurt? Yeah, something like that. All right. Bourbon number 3.
Bourbon number 3.
Yeah, these are all really good.
Well, that one's nice. It's different. It's weird. Wow. It's like a family reunion.
Viking bourbons here. Sir Cuts is in the house.
Did you say Viking bourbon?
Yeah,
Viking,
it is Viking.
Yeah,
Viking
that's
bourbon,
right. I was thinking he said Viking bourbon.
Oh, that'd be a good one too.
Mm-hmm.
Jonathan Marty, cheers, enjoying some Old Elk double wheat. Oh, that sounds wonderful.
Oh, wow. I didn't know they made a double wheat.
All right, Brian's getting a side hustle. Searching might actually bring up my OnlyFans side hustle. Pretty confident in yourself. If that title is going to bring up your OnlyFans. Oh, Captain, my Captain. We salute you, Brian. Oh, this is fantastic. This is absolutely outstanding on the nose.
I appreciate that.
You did a great job pouring it. Oh, yeah.
There's no way.
That's the winner already.
Your 4th glass and my 4th glass are pretty, I like that. I like that. That's pretty good. That's pretty awesome.
Is your 5th one?
I don't know. I haven't got there yet. They're not in any order except I pulled this one out.
So this one, just based on the nose, I can tell this is the Willet. Yeah. It's got that musty sort of pot still note. Oh, yeah, I don't like that. That's last place for sure. Clear last. I am not putting that in the blend at first. Can I do a mulligan on a blend where there's one that's so bad it's going to ruin an otherwise amazing blend?
Well, I mean, we're not sadists here. I mean, you can say, no, you don't deserve in my...
Here's what I'll do. I'll do the blend and drink most of it, and then I'll add a little, an appropriate amount of that to see what the full blend, just to make it official, would taste like. But there's no way in hell I am putting that in. This is, we might have gotten to the point where I say I will not blend this.
It will not blend. All right, I'm moving on
and
to
it's
number 5.
not because any of these are too good. Obviously we've got some allocated stuff here, but we're still going to blend them. But this...
I would say we've had this bottle before, obviously. And this was amazing.
Loved it. Yeah.
Totally amazing.
And that one's a little more expensive around here. I hear people talking about they get it for $30, $25 even.
I thought it was 45.
It's the 40, 45 around here. Yeah. F that one. No good. It's at least certainly not compared to any of these other ones.
I don't know which one of these is that, but this is one of them.
All right. All excellent bourbons.
And a Willet.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like, so I think that's the Willet, and I think I like it, but I don't like the aftertaste. Like the aftertaste is
Pure Kentucky being the Willet for anyone who just tuned in. It's a Willet product.
Yeah, apologize.
But Willet definitely has a...
But the initial flavor I like.
Yeah, it just gets musty. It does have like a little bit of a cinnamon that's trying to come through on the back side of it, but this might be a fairly quick flight because I think I've got... Well,
I'm nowhere near... I don't know anything.
I don't have it between these. This is my clear winner so far, my clear loser.
I know nothing. Well,
it's the Benny Walker special, Make It Your Way. Thank you, Wolfie. Like Burger King, have it my way.
It's 107 proof also. What was he referring to? I didn't see Johnny.
I think that Old Elk.
The double wheat.
Yeah, let's see.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
I saw wheat, 100% wheated bourbon yesterday. I was at Haskell's.
An Old Elk?
Mm-hmm. And they also had a store pick, but I have a couple of Old Elks right now that are very impressive.
Yeah, Old Elk hasn't let us down once yet. Mm-hmm.
Don't hate it, but that's not going to win.
I'm worried that I'm going to pick the two allocated ones. I'm not trying to. But they are really good. But these are amazing too. We haven't had this old bottle yet. This is back when it was small batch. It wasn't even single barrel yet.
Oh, they're single now?
Yeah, you know the ones in the weird shaped bottle? We've done it. You've owned it, and you've apparently killed a bottle of it. It's like the round bottle with the weird top.
I do have that bottle. You're right.
Yeah.
And it's got like a metal, like really kind of cool topper.
Exactly.
Yeah, I didn't occur to me. This has an age statement. I don't know if it still does on the others.
It does, yep.
Oh, it does.
They range from like 7 to 8 years. I'm apologizing in advance. I think I've picked the two allocated bourbons. But they do stand out. I mean, this one is clear. And this one is definitely my second place. I could be wrong. But
I'm having a really...
Because it's not like I drink these all the time, you know, so I don't really have a... You know, but we've had them before. We love the Weller Antique 107 for sure.
Mm-hmm.
OG Braids.
I have a theory where this is going for me, but I am not 100% confident.
Yes, Schlammered, it does. I'm assuming. I don't know.
What was he saying?
He said, does number 5 taste like 1 foot cock? For those of you just joining us, there is a whiskey called 1 foot cock that we're going to be reviewing soon. Oh, hey, check it out. Baker Drinks is here.
Who's Baker?
You know what? You never watched Baker Drinks?
I don't know that channel.
Yeah, Laura.
Really?
Yeah, you're definitely going to pick the allocated bottles. There's a reason people search for them. You
know
what, Laura?
You're wrong.
I'm assuming,
you're wrong, and you're right.
You know, to be perfectly honest, like we've had the discussion where there's plenty of stuff on the shelf that's better than plenty of allocated stuff. But these happen to be like Weller Antique 107. We've said a billion times in this show. Allocation stuff aside, it is one of our favorite bourbons.
It's a really nice bourbon.
It's fantastic. And this is basically a 10-year version of that. Mm-hmm. So we're going to love that. Mm-hmm. And so I wouldn't be surprised if I picked those. Now, if we put some other stuff in there, like the Weller Full Proof was good, but
it's a little hot and one note.
Yeah, there's something about the Antique 107. And then, like I said, this is just an older version of that I think is really kind of, for both of us, seems to really be our jam.
Okay, I'm going to move on from this, and I'm going to focus on 4th and 5th place. I have 2 that I'm not...
Are we going to try to guess what these are?
I am not very confident.
Okay, I've got my order for sure. Definite order. Bad Eggs Bourbon is in the house. Bobby, what's up? We've got a hell of a flight going on here. Speaking of Bobby, I also got a hold of Sean.
Okay.
We're gonna do on Saturday.
What?
We're gonna do at 6 p.m. Central, just like we do on Wednesdays.
Okay.
We're gonna do a live stream on Saturday, and we're gonna do like a little whiskey channel hangout.
So it is the purpose is to like chat with other bourbon channels and just kind of have fun. We're gonna drink, obviously, and maybe do a cigar or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But also like have conversation about like what kind of camera do you use, what kind of microphones do you use, how do you get lighting to look good? Because Ben spent millions of dollars and
more millions of minutes down here, trying to get it to this point.
Exactly.
So, hey, so speaking of which, Laura, if you're still in the chat, if you want to join us,
totally reach out.
Yeah, reach out. Send us a message at thebourbonnote@gmail.com.
And we'll invite you.
Yeah, we'll send out a link and you can join us. We'd love to have you because I do definitely like your channel. I watch your videos.
Same with Brian and Lauren.
Yep, and Brian and Lauren. Yep, I was going to send Brian a message actually after tonight's live stream. But yes, so anybody who would like to join.
And so, I mean, it's just a chance to kind of hang out, but also talk a little bit about tech in the in the bourbon, YouTube world.
Yeah.
And
some
also
behind the scenes,
support other channels. And like, if you're having a problem, if there's somebody you need us to go like, knock on their door and like, issue a threatening stare.
Yeah.
We're totally up for it.
All right. Brian and Lauren are in.
Nice.
So I don't know how many people we can have at one time in StreamYard, but if we have to do a revolving thing, we can do that. But I think we can do 6.
I think we can do several.
Yeah.
And I was wondering if we need to like actually sign up for StreamYard and like we've got some money in the Patreon, although it'd be nice to have more in the Patreon.
I want to do that, but it's freaking $20 a month. Like
I know.
StreamYard's like free thing is awesome, but then to just go up a little bit.
Just to put our logo on the background.
Yeah, it's like that's all I really want.
Yeah,
to put the logo.
Exactly. Yeah.
All right. So have you come up with a?
Yeah, I guess I have an order. I am not very confident, and I probably picked the whatever this is, the Old Rip Van Winkle. I think that could be 5th.
Okay, so Spork Life, which is new in the chat. I don't think we've seen Spork Life, but I love the name. That's amazing. And look at that. There's a spork in the thumbnail there. It says, anybody tried batch 1 Workman Lucky 7? We have not. Lucky 7 actually just finally became available in Minnesota.
Although yesterday, friend of the channel, Mike, gave me a 2-ounce pour of Lucky 7. We've not had it yet.
Which is it, the Workman one?
I don't know. It said Lucky 7. That's all.
Yeah, I know nothing about that brand because it hasn't been available here. So it's one of those ones that I want to explore, but I think it's kind of one of those ones where like their lower end one like starts at like probably $40 to $50 and then goes up from there. So it's a little more of an expensive brand from what I understand. So, all right, let's get into the reveal here.
Picking?
Yeah. Are you going to try to guess what they are?
I'm so bad, but like all I know is this is number 5.
Okay.
Do you want to grab the Notebook of Doom?
Yep. All right. Let me get the red Sharpie here just to make this just festive.
Yeah.
All right. So in last place, Ryan Frank is in the house. What's up? Hope all is well. All is well. Ryan, hope everything is well with you.
You're in Minnesota too. Hey. That's pretty awesome.
Oh, Spork Life is in Minnesota. Just saw it. Okay, cool.
Nice.
Hey, Spork Life, do you have like a channel? Like, because it looks like maybe that's just part of the picture.
I think it's everybody. I think everyone has that.
No, but his is outlined in red. So is that the picture? Or does that mean there's a story?
Oh,
how like the
thing? I have any idea how that works.
Okay, let's go in. So Greg's last place out of the 10.
I don't want to take another sip only because I'm getting really low.
Yeah, that is number 5. That is pure Kentucky.
So Willet Pot Still came in last place.
Well, now that's confusing because there actually is a bourbon called Willet Pot Still.
Oh,
so
I apologize.
Willet product, pot stilled bourbon called pure Kentucky.
Okay, fair enough.
From that.
Yep.
Let's see.
Wait, what's Wisconsin? I've never heard of it.
Noah is at Prideaux? I'm one state over in Wisconsin. Cool. So you've been suffering just like we have with the terrible, terrible weather.
The spring that is not a spring.
The spring that never was. I didn't pull the trigger, but was tempted. All right. My number 5 place, last place. Oh, Shit. This fell off.
Yeah,
the sticker, but it is number 5. It's
number 5. It's
that is the Pure Kentucky. That one was the absolute outlier.
At this point, we would definitely be slamming the axe if Bobby were here. Pure Kentucky just went down in flames.
Oh yeah. Well, he would give it, we give it no axes. Bobby, do you have anything do you have axes for hating a bourbon?
Yeah, I don't know. He always does it when he likes bourbon.
Actually axe the bottle. He's done that before.
Really? I never saw that.
Didn't you do that, Bobby? Am I making that up in my head? I think he axed a bottle once.
And for those who don't know, this is actually a piece of Bobby's bar that he got so violent at, he broke off a piece of oak that is now
part of the axe hole.
Yep.
See, what part of Minnesota are you from? Milwaukee area over here. If you're talking to us, we're from Buffalo.
Buffalo.
But he might be talking to somebody else in the chat too.
Yeah.
Oh, he could be talking to Spork Life.
Yeah, and also Ryan Franks and others.
All right, let's get into your 4th place.
4th place again. I'm running low, so I'm not actually taking a sip. But
is your 4th place?
I think it's number 2.
Yeah,
you're kidding.
It is. Well, you guessed it. Antique 107.
I kind of thought that's weird.
One of your favorites. Well, hey, now you know.
Although I've not probably had it in months. But
that Jim Beam single barrel, or Baker's.
I actually thought Baker's would have been whatever.
All right, so this is my number 4, and I'm gonna guess this is either the Jim Beam single barrel or the Baker's. I'm gonna guess Baker's, and that's purely a coin toss between the two of them. Wait, hold on a second. Yeah, this is my 4th place.
Are you positive?
Yes. Yeah, because I had it right here. I had it back further.
You sure you have your?
Yes, that's my 4th place.
That's interesting.
Well, what is it? Okay. Sweet.
Huh.
So I almost got it right. So I did a coin toss. I think I said it was Baker's, but it was Beam single.
Yeah.
Okay. In 3rd place.
In 3rd place.
Oh, he's from Richfield. Okay, cool.
I think
I sure did axe a bottle. It's on my channel promo.
Wow.
Boom. That's awesome.
So what'd the bottle say?
Just subscribe. Nice to meet you. Are you talking to us again, or were you talking to another channel?
Yes.
It's nice to meet you, Sport Life. That's awesome. And thank you for subscribing if that was you.
All right. I'm guessing this is the I'm confused. Baker's.
For number 3rd place.
Yeah. But I could be totally wrong. And I don't want to be totally wrong. Is it really number 1?
It is number 1. Yeah, it's the Old Rip.
I have to admit.
So you have proven you are a Jim Beam fanboy. And to be honest, I think that's fantastic. Because you can go get these bottles any day you want.
So I have to admit, I felt the top 3 were very, very equal. I just threw them in order. They're really... So Old Rip is out. Goodbye, Weeders. And I thought I was a Weeder fan, but evidently I'm not.
Yeah. Top dog, what did you miss? You're late. Well,
first I was late because life happens.
Yeah, he was late to the live stream.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Greg and I both picked Pure Kentucky as our last.
So this is 107 or 108 proof flight that's what we're working on.
Beam single barrel was my 4th place. Weller Antique 107 was Greg's 4th place. Greg's 3rd place was the Old Rip Van Winkle. And now my 3rd place is, I'm guessing, Baker's.
I think that's a 3.
That is a 3, yes. And those two just had a similar flavor profile, so that's why I went with thinking those were the Beam or the Baker.
Yeah.
So I did pick the 2 allocated ones as my top 2.
And I did not.
And Greg did not. So I am doomed to sit here and want to buy more of these, and you can just kick back now and relax knowing you don't have to bother with them. And whatever extra bottles you have, you can send them my way.
That's a good idea.
And
that's a great idea.
I'll send over a couple of bottles of Jim Beam White Label.
I have to drive to Wisconsin to pick this up, unless maybe now it's in Minnesota?
It's in Minnesota now.
Okay.
It's not everywhere, though, but I've seen it in a couple of different places for it does get up to $40, though. Which is a bummer because I hear a lot of places are selling it.
In Hudson, I paid 40 or 45 for it. All right, so now we're going to go number 1. We're going to skip number 2 because everybody can figure that out with the power of deductions.
Drum roll, please. Greg's number one bourbon. What do you think it is?
I think it's this one, but I've not had this in so long, it's hard to say. But I remember liking it. So
this is the old small batch, too. So they don't even make these anymore. So if this is your number one, you're actually kind of doomed.
I am.
Because they don't make this small batch.
Yeah, Beam 108, I'm a big fan of. I was very impressed with that bottle. So I'm hoping this is the Beam 108.
It is Jim Beam single barrel.
Which means one proof point matters, kids. These are 107s and they're garbage. 108 is
108
better.
is where it's at. All right, I am going to guess that this is the Old Rip. This one came across as having the most depth on it and having a little bit of it felt a little more aged and it had that kind of premium bourbon experience. Although Weller Antique 107 is so damn good, I wouldn't be surprised if it was that, but I think it's the Old Rip.
So that would be number one I'm looking for.
That would be number one. Is it? All right. I almost guessed these correctly. So my number one was the Old Rip. I am cursed, which is terrible. And Weller number two for me. So final order. Greg in last place, Pure Kentucky. In fourth place, Weller Antique 107. In third place, Old Rip Van Winkle. In second place, Baker's. And in first place, winning the whole thing, Jim Beam Single Barrel. Not terribly surprised by that because we both really like this bourbon, but you really, we're very impressed with it. So that's awesome. I'm glad for that, for you. Fifth place for me was Pure Kentucky. Fourth place, Jim Beam Single Barrel. Third place, Baker's. Second place, Weller, and first place, Old Rip.
You literally went in this order. You have no.
Oh, I did.
You have no imagination whatsoever.
Yeah, apparently.
It probably would have been. Yeah, I totally agree. Like when we did a review of this, and it's been a few months.
We both loved it. We were like,
I was so impressed with it. They used to do an old single barrel that was 95 proof, and I didn't really like it, but that was when I was first learning bourbon, and it was a local store pick.
Well, the old Jim Beam single barrels were like 94 proof.
95.
Yep. Yeah. So this at 108 is just fantastic.
It's really good. But again, they're single barrels and they could vary, but that one is amazing.
Laura, for sure. I would definitely recommend getting one of these. Do you have those in your area? Because I think she's over Oregon, Washington area, I think.
That's not.
Did you mention that in one of your videos, Laura?
Baker
drinks same.
Huh. All right.
I must have been talking. Okay, so let me even these out, but I want to. It's not like I'm pouring the Old Rip all the time, so I just want to enjoy it a little bit. This is the 107, but.
Okay, so I will have a sip because I have a slightly larger amount. My third place was the.
There's more right there. You can feel free to just go ahead and pour some.
Well, I obviously don't like it.
It is so good.
So now that I know, I'm going back through my third, second, and first place just to see what quality. It's like a hidden cinnamon that kind of peeks out. Like a turtle head or something that just like peeks out.
I'm just going to leave that alone. Laura says, I'm in Washington. I see the bottles here, but always pass on them. So, Laura, Washington is absolutely one of my favorite states. I love it. Been there a bunch of times.
It's in the top 50 for sure.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. So last time I was there, I found a couple of Eagle Rares for $32 at a Fred Meyer. I think they were.
So which part of the Washington? Because I used to live in Coeur d'Alene, which I know is not in Washington, but just
it's not Washington, but it's a suburb of Spokane.
It is,
I suppose. Let's see. R.U. Schlammered says, Greg, I'm happy to take the Old Rip and Weller off your hands. Those are actually mine, but you've got some old.
Take them. They're garbage.
But you have some antique 107 at home, don't you?
I do.
Well, I'll happily take it off your hands.
Yeah, exactly.
Since you don't like it. All right, I want to taste these on their own again too.
Yeah. So number 2, that Baker surprises me. That's. I heard a story that Baker's is supposed to be hotter and spicier than Booker's. That's not Booker's. That's just regular Jim Beam. Mm-hmm. But never mind. It's a really good story there, but it doesn't apply right now.
I'm finding that the two Beam products just have they're just a little, I don't know, there's a little bit less character to them. But they are nice. I'm finding them very corn forward compared to the two Weeders.
Really? Yeah. I will admit to
Southwest Washington. Okay.
Yeah. So she lives in Vancouver.
Vancouver, Washington?
Yeah.
Could be.
Maybe on top of the mountain, the one that blew up.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not there anymore.
Well, it's not in Vancouver, Washington.
It's really close, but.
All right. Let's see. All the Lucky 7 I've tried, I would buy again. Okay. Wow. I've heard mixed reviews of that, like literal reviews that I've seen on YouTube, where like some of the lower end, cheaper ones, people are kind of like, nah, you can pass on it. But some of the more expensive ones I heard are very good.
I'm going to do it.
Okay, let's do it. So we're going to start out. I'm starting out without the Pure Kentucky, and then I will add it just to be fair.
We are modifying our rules very slightly to include the good bourbons.
Yes. So this is a blend of Jim Beam's Single Barrel, Baker's Weller Antique 107, and Old Rip. Let's see. God, that's a solid 2-ounce pour still.
I apologize.
Greg poured them thick on this one. That's okay.
I was rushing.
I'm enjoying this very, very much.
Hazardous afternoon.
Ooh, that's got a nice nose to it. These were about equal pours.
Mm-hmm. Some good spice. Nice corn. Although we are mixing a little bit of wheat and rye style bourbons for those playing at home.
A lot of caramel jumping.
So I'm going to have to call this a 4-grain blend.
Yeah, for sure.
Has that term ever been used before? Or do you think we invented it?
Oh, we invented it for sure.
Yeah, okay.
Absolutely. I don't know why anybody would think differently. There's certainly no such thing as 4-grain bourbons, whiskeys. Cheers. Let's get into this.
That's pretty freaking good. It is 429 proof. Let's be honest, that's a lot. 4.
Yeah.
7, 7, 7, 8.
Okay. I was thinking of these all being 108. I was like, it's good.
No. I'm getting.
Are you going freaking amazing?
It's really nice. It's very like milk chocolatey.
If you have all 4 of these bottles, try this
oatmeal.
blend.
There's oatmeal. Seriously. Little bit of like oatmeal note under it, which is not a good YouTube channel. Do not even search for you.
It's oatmeal. A great channel if you're super into oatmeal. I really, really like the Weller and the Old Rip better on their own.
Well, obviously.
But it's still, if you handed me this and just said, here, try this bourbon, I would say, yes, it's good. But I would say, I think all of these were maybe better on their own.
Well, you could say this is a bourbon from Jim Weller.
Yeah. Buffalo Beam.
4-grain.
I'm almost getting like the Beam stuff is overtaking it. Is why I think these are better on their own, because the things that I liked about those have been cut out.
We've been mentioning that before. I feel wheaters are a little bit more delicate and they can be overaged easier, but maybe also they don't blend as well.
Could be. I will say this, say what you want about allocated stuff. This is a damn good bourbon.
It is very, very nice.
It really is. I can definitely say that I would have that on my shelf every single day.
Yeah, totally. If it was impossible to find.
Yeah, if it wasn't impossible to find. Even if it was at the $70 to $100 mark,
I would
probably always keep a bottle.
Yeah,
like that. That's worth every penny of that.
$100 bottle.
Mm-hmm. It's not that weird anymore.
You're right.
There's enough of, we just did, so spoiler alert, we just did, this comes out on Monday. This is the Woodford Reserve, the historic barrel entry.
Go buy 4 of them.
Yeah.
And then regret it.
It's $130 retail. Spoiler alert, just go buy a couple of regular Woodfords. You'll be fine. But we did have some interesting, quips and things to say about it. We didn't totally give away the ending, but a little disappointing. So anyway,
I've had a few of those bottles as well.
Let us know. So in the chat, some people have commented on the Jim Beam single barrel. Have you guys had the Old Rip or the Antique 107? Because you never know. So, not everybody has had a chance to have those.
Like if you're like kind of in the past 3 years getting into the bourbon world, these two were no longer readily available. Mm-hmm. But if you've been around longer than that, meaning you're old, like I bought this before the big boom, and so I had a bottle. You bought this fairly early, and then we see it occasionally.
This one, I just got lucky, actually. I happened to walk into the store, and they were unboxing something, and the girl sold it to me, and it turns out she wasn't supposed to.
That was this one?
That was the Antique 107, yeah.
That's funny.
But the reason she wasn't supposed to
is because a customer had paid money and
No, it wasn't actually. It's because that particular store, and I won't say who it is, gets first access to all the rare bottles. So the owner of the store picks through all the good stuff.
And he was probably going to sell it on eBay for $1,000.
Yep. Never had any Old Weller, or Old Rip. They're damn good. Lost out on getting an Antique 107. I did get a backup for my E.H. Hey, that's good too. E.H. Awesome. Taylor is fantastic.
Yep.
107 is great. Absolutely. Can't really find them anywhere here. I've seen them in menus, but always go for something else. Buffalo Trace doesn't
know you
really
had a
float
boat.
my boat. Well, he lives by Niagara Falls. He's got a boat.
You think he has a boat?
Yeah, because people like to take their boats over the falls. Isn't that what people?
No, they're barrels.
Barrels. That's
barrels.
What it is. Yeah.
He doesn't have a boat.
Own both. Not a go-to, but I enjoy them.
Huh.
See, they're not a go-to for me either. They're more of a share with other bourbon enthusiasts.
Special occasion kind of.
I mean, I've put a pretty good dent in the Old Rip, or I mean the Weller, and the Old Rip is getting closer to that halfway point. But I've had it for a while. But I like to save that for special occasions, or again, you have a friend over that's never had it before. They're a bourbon enthusiast. That's always fun. I've never had the Old Rip, but I have had the Weller 107, which I like very much. I feel like the Old Rip is the Weller 107 a little bit on steroids.
But not a huge difference if you've had 107, because I think this one from time to time is occasionally available.
Mm-hmm.
And it's totally available if you go to Canada. Go to Canada, but whatever. This one I've never seen on the shelves. I've only seen it in lotteries and that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Was gifted a Weller 107. Was okay. Nothing special to me. Hey, that's good. Probably good for you, though. Then you don't have to worry about trying to find one.
Exactly.
Just finished Old Rip that I have had for 6 years. I prefer Weller Full Proof to the Weller. Okay.
I have never
Show me the proof. That's a new...
show me the proof.
New name in the chat here. Welcome.
So OG Brick, I have never had William LaRue Weller. Supposedly that's like the unicorn of unicorns.
Yeah, that's supposed to be like one of the best ones.
Yeah, never had it, so I can't say.
Check something.
Blame
here.
Canada. I think Sugar Kitty caught what I was throwing down.
Always blame Canada.
You know what the best part about? I won't say it.
Was this going to be something wildly offensive?
No, I was going to say, you know what the best part about Canada is?
What?
I couldn't think of anything either.
If I had to choose, I would pick the 107. I kind of thought that for a while, but comparing the two next to each other, the Old Rip's got it.
Except for the Jim Beam products, you're right. This is the best of the lower tier.
Well, yeah, for you,
on the bar.
They're definitely both in the same ballpark. The Old Rip, it's got a little extra age on it, and I think that shows. It just has a little extra bite to it that I don't know. I personally really like. I don't want to. I got to drink this down because I don't want to put a ton of this shitty, awful pure Kentucky.
Well, first of all, you don't have to pour the entire.
But I want to make it. I'm trying to make it even. Like a even blend.
No, just put a couple drops in, just to satisfy the laws of physics that you've.
Ooh, what's weird is on that sip, some of those weeder notes started to show through. Maybe this is kind of one of those roller coaster blends.
You just didn't do a very good job of.
Well, yeah. At first, it was really being overpowered by the
peanut note.
Yeah.
Also, not the greatest YouTube channel, but interesting at times.
107 is the only Weller I haven't had, but people say it's the best bottle. Well, stand by for a sample.
Yeah,
we'll get you some.
Totally,
for sure.
We have a few Wellers around here, but we've never seen the white one, the CYPB.
Or the single barrel.
Yeah, single barrel, but single barrels are single barrels, and nobody likes those.
I have a viewer Patreon question when ready. Let me know live, please. I'm ready when you are.
Real Frank.
Would pure Kentucky be good for cocktails, or is it so bad that it would ruin cocktails? Laura, to be perfectly honest, I would not use it in a cocktail.
So maybe I'm less sensitive to the nuances of individual flavors. There's a little bit I notice that is kind of pot stilly, kind of.
It's musty.
flavor note.
Yeah.
But I think like a reasonably powerful, like some sugar or some fruit or something would probably overpower that.
I mean, it could, but
like if you're buying bourbon for a cocktail specifically, there's a million better choices.
Yeah, that's what I would say.
Now, and if you're buying it to drink neat, think again.
If you have this and you want to get rid of it in cocktails, totally. It might work, but I wouldn't buy it for cocktails. No, I would definitely go a million different directions first.
Exactly.
Okay, off topic. Johnny, Jade, David, or Conan? Any other answer than those options are left up to the tiny jury. In order is fine, top to bottom. Any addition to the list is fine. Okay.
I have a very strong opinion on this.
Okay.
My favorite bit of all time, and I was pretty young when I saw this bit.
Is it the masturbating bear on Conan?
No. Thank you for. I have no idea what that is. I don't know if I've ever really watched Conan. Johnny would put up this map of Los Angeles,
okay,
and explain how to get from somewhere in Los Angeles to somewhere else, and it was the most confusing. It probably made no sense to anybody who knew the highways. I thought it was funny.
Okay, so you're Johnny.
I would say Johnny Carson, and I like Jay Leno, but he's definitely a step down. I wasn't really a David fan.
Bourbon School says Letterman and the rest are irrelevant. Wow, those are fighting words.
Well, yeah, he's an East Coaster, and that's all I have to say about that.
Yeah, Letterman was out of New York.
Yeah.
No, it says Chris Farley. Well, yeah, I mean Chris Farley's obviously the best. But for as far as late night talk shows, I know that Johnny is obviously a pioneer in that.
You're way too young to have this conversation.
Right, but yeah, so I kind of missed the Johnny thing, and to be perfectly honest, like the early days of Leno and Letterman, I just wasn't into watching talk shows.
Me either, but I knew it existed as Johnny was going to retire, and he had two comedians.
Yep, exactly.
Fighting.
There's a movie about that.
Oh, there is?
Yep.
And David Letterman thought he had the job.
Yes.
And he was crushed when he was not picked. And I don't know any of the details, but it was a bit of a surprise, but for whatever reason, Jay was picked.
But he did fine. So then I would say...
No, and then he moved to New York and had an amazing show.
Right.
That nobody watched for years, but then it turned into a hit.
Yep. I'm going to take Johnny out because I don't want to put Johnny in last place, but he's the one I'm least familiar with as far as like being a regular watcher.
And Johnny's not even the original. There was a guy before him, and I forget his name.
Yeah.
Steve.
Yeah, Steve.
Steve Irwin? The crocodile hunter?
A different guy. Yeah, what was that guy? Steve, I can't remember.
Somebody on the internet has got to know.
I have a soft spot for Conan because when I first got into watching late night, and it was that goofy sense of humor that I was super into back then that the other guys didn't have. Mm-hmm. Like the masturbating bear.
I honestly don't have any knowledge of that.
It's a bear in a diaper that just sits and rubs its crotch. It's hilarious. I mean, if that doesn't make you laugh, I don't know what the hell will. Whiskey Uncensored is in the house. What's up, Ben?
What's up?
Martin Mull.
I did actually kind of like
Steve Allen.
Steve Allen.
There
I knew it was Steve.
Thank you.
Thank you. I knew Sugar Kitty would have it. You are priceless.
Oh, Sugar Kitty got it too. Steve, Dave
got it. Yeah.
Steve Gutenberg.
Yes, not that guy. So I like Conan.
I'm gonna go with the Chevy Chase show for the best talk show of all time.
Oh. Now, what was it? What's his name? Come on, I can get there. He was on Whose Line Is It Anyway?
Drew Carey?
No, yeah, well, not Drew Carey, but the Wayne Brady talk show was hilarious, then not hilarious.
Okay.
It was painful.
Well, I said the Chevy Chase one because isn't that widely regarded? Like, didn't it last like literally a week?
And
they like jumped on it like a grenade and just like, let's pretend this never happened.
I think there have been several of those. Like the Rachel Ray talk show didn't go well. Like her cooking show was fine.
Right.
Then I think it went talk show and then it did not go talk show.
But Steve Chevy Chase had like a late night talk show. But yeah, apparently it was so bad that it lasted like a couple episodes.
Surprisingly, nobody talked about it.
Yeah. All right. So I'm going to do this. I'm just going to add the Pure Kentucky.
And I'm gonna top off with a little bit of my favorite, and then I've got to walk home.
Okay. I added what I feel is an appropriate amount of Pure Kentucky for the rest of this blend, which is going to just drive this off a cliff.
I don't know if you're going to get a lot off of it. It's pretty weak.
I don't know. I feel like the stench is...
Johnny was the original, except I guess you could say Steve Allen was the original, but he was before my time, big time. There was even someone probably before Steve Allen, if I think about it.
You know, I've had other bourbons that have something similar to what this Pure Kentucky has.
Almost like an apple note.
Well, what I'm getting is the cinnamon, maybe like an apple cinnamon. It's got the mustiness, and that's what's off-putting. There is a nice cinnamon that's trying to come through. That's like a grainy cinnamon. That Smooth Ambler Big Level up there has the same thing, but that's also a, lesser known. It's a smaller distillery. And so I feel like maybe I'm being a little harsh on this, but definitely compared to the rest of the ones on the bar top, this is not even in the same conversation.
It is 5th place out of 5, no doubt.
Mm-hmm.
However, it's not the world's worst bourbon.
But I just don't like. I like that Smooth Ambler Big Level for what it was.
Sure,
I gave that one a little extra, kindness.
Check out Ben on Whiskey Uncensored.
Yeah, Bourbon.
Bourbon. You've obviously not given him a wrench.
Who, Bourbon?
No, Bourbon School.
Oh, have I not? I don't know.
I don't think anybody has a wrench.
All right, let's see if we can get some wrenches here. How do we do this again?
I think you have to go to the YouTube channel. I don't know.
And be signed in as...
Yeah. This could take too long, and honestly, I actually have to pull the...
Yeah, well, we usually go to 7 anyway, so we've done our allotted hour for the night. Yes, I have a wrench. Okay. It's okay. No one likes me. We like you, Bourbon, for sure.
Wow.
All right. So, in conclusion, these were great, except for this one. But yeah, I mean, Greg went with the non-allocated on top, and I went with the allocated. And really, I don't think the allocated necessarily means so much. I went with the weeders. You went with the non-weeders.
Which surprises the heck out of me if I'm honest, because I've tended to, in my mind, think I'm a weeder fan. But I
doesn't
never...
mean you're not, because you're a huge Makers fan.
But I never pick it. I actually pick Old Forester and Beam products a lot in flights that are blind.
That's true.
Or maybe it's me that's blind. I don't forget.
It's your taste buds that are blind.
Oh my! Let me tell you, they're blind.
So yeah, I think for me it was more about just picking the weeders because I like the.
You spent a lot of money on those bottles. They damn well better have won.
Yeah, so I am kind of glad that. Well, it spent a lot of money. Meaning I did pay retail-ish. I paid $100 for this and $50 for this.
Nice.
I didn't pay like the $1,500 or whatever people pay for that. So all right. Y'all are boomering. Is that because of the talk show host that we picked?
Yeah, who knows?
All right.
But
so Brian says I couldn't drop links without one. So the links in the chat, as far as we see them, they're not like highlighted hyperlinks. It looks like somebody just typed it in there.
But we're looking in StreamYard, not in YouTube, and it could look different on YouTube.
Yeah, it probably looks different.
So YouTube, one more reminder. Saturday night.
Saturday, yes.
6 p.m. Central.
And Laura, if you're still in the chat, please send us an email, thebourbonnote@gmail.com. And we'll get you a link out. And then, Brian, you've got my information, so we'll get a link out.
Bourbon Channel Hangout, where we talk like tech and smoke cigars and just hang out. And it's going to go hours or 12 minutes.
Yeah, who knows? We've got nothing going on. And I checked. I don't see anybody else going live that night, so... shouldn't be stepping on anybody else's toes. Maybe some of the bigger channels are, but if you want to come hang out with us, we'll
let them in if they want to join. We'll let them in.
Yeah. Thank you, boys. Good show. Hope all is well. Greg, if you need help with anything, Ben has your number. Thanks, Ryan. Good to have you in here. Spork Life, it was nice to have you in the chat.
May the spork be with you.
Yes. And you know what? Let's see. Can we talk superheroes and shit?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Next time.
We can talk whatever we want.
Saturday. Superhero talk. You better show up in costume. That's all I'm going to say about that.
Oh, wait. Bourbon is going live 8 p.m. on Saturday. Okay. Is that, before we go, Bourbon, what?
Time zone.
Time zone. Because we were looking at 6 p.m.
Time zones matter.
Central. And I didn't see any live thumbnails, but maybe I didn't see yours. So Eastern. Okay.
Oh, so we have 3 hours. 3 hours for Brian to explain why he likes superheroes.
No, that'll be 7 here. So So if it's 8 Eastern,
we have 3
it's
hours.
7 here. So we have an hour.
Oh.
So yeah, we'll do it. An hour is good.
Okay, so an hour. Brian has 1 hour to explain why he likes superheroes and spandex.
Or we could actually start earlier too, because we haven't put the thumbnail up yet. We're not fully, I've got nothing going on Saturdays.
I could start at 5.
All right. Well, and then so either way, we'll pick a time to go on, and then we'll send whoever's in our chat. We'll send them over to you, Ben. So that'll work out perfect.
Perfect.
All right. Well, cheers, everybody. Thank you very much for joining us on the 107, 108 Proof Points episode on the Bourbon Note. Everybody have a great night, and check out the video tomorrow. Is going to be Knob Creek 12 year. If you're a Patreon subscriber,
you already know
it's already available. So
until next time, see you next time.
Hold on a second. We had just one more. Chris Abs. That's a new name in the chat, and I didn't want to cut off before having a new person in the chat. Give us more time to drink. Cheers. Gives us more time to drink. Perfect.
Cheers.
That's until next time. On a Saturday.
See you next time.